By the end of our second day of this bear hunt, 7 of the hunters in Wheezy Outdoor Bear Camp had killed their bears. Lyle Kauffman and his son Jordan were 2 of those successful hunters. They both had unforgettable hunts, and so we're going to turn to Lyle right now and get to watch his hunt and hear the story of how everything went down.
First night I was out, it was really windy that night, and then I saw this bear. He came in right before dark. He was facing away from me, didn't give me a good shot, and then all of a sudden he abruptly left, so I didn't get a shot that night. But the next night I was sitting out there, and first I saw a wolf. He left, and a while later the bear came back, and this time he did give me a good broadside shot. Right after that, I saw the wolf again. He showed up, and so I was really kind of afraid that he might be gonna go make a lunch out of my bear. Apparently he didn't have that same idea because he didn't bother it, but it was just kind of fun to see the wolf again. It turned out to be a good shot, and we recovered him after dark.
Congrats, Lyle. That's an incredible bear and a great hunt. On another cool note, my wife Nicole was able to be with Lyle when he was recovering the bear and getting it out of the woods. That's one of the really cool parts about being in a bear camp like this. You get the chance to make memories with all the other hunters in camp. So now we're going to jump into Jordan's hunt for the bear of a lifetime.
So first day, I sat there, didn't see anything until about 7:30. I had a little small bear kind of pop into the log pile, and I didn't really want to take him on my first day. Probably about 10 minutes of watching him, he kind of turned behind me, looked, and then he just plowed out of there. All of a sudden on the trail that I came in on, I saw this huge bear, and as he was walking, his stomach was just swaying and it was almost touching the ground, and I'm like, that's a big bear. There were some chipmunks at the pile, and they were trying to defend the food from him, and they kept running up, and he was getting annoyed. So eventually he kind of lunged at one of the chipmunks. I waited for him to step forward kind of with his front shoulder, and as soon as I got that shot, I squeezed the trigger, and I just heard crash, 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 silence. And at that point I was pretty confident that he was down. I think we had 6 people to drag him out, and took us quite a while. We drug him out through rain and hail, and then when we got him back to camp, found out that the bullet pretty much obliterated his heart, so he didn't have too far to go. Good shot, clean shot, big bear.
Jordan's bear skull ended up making Boone and Crockett with a score of 20.5 inches. That thing is an absolute monster. If you were to put this in deer terms, that'd be like shooting a 180-inch buck. It's the biggest bear that has ever been taken out of Wheezy Outdoors, and it's going to be a tough record for them to ever beat. Jordan had the teeth sent off to be tested and found out that this bear was 14 years old. Because this bear was so remarkable, a local newspaper ended up running an article on Jordan and his hunt for this bear. Congrats, Jordan, on the bear of a lifetime. We've got a lot more action coming for you guys here in the next 2 episodes where we have Nicole and Steve's hunt and my hunt as well. A lot of bears get put down on the ground. You won't want to miss it.